Alright, it's Danny here with Let It Rip Tater Chip channel, and my guest today, and probably for a lot of videos in the future, he's probably just going to be like my second co-host of this channel. David Pearl, also known as my singer, and we're both co-songwriters as well together. Today we're going to do another rendition of Journey to Metal. Basically what my wife and I did a few videos ago about our journey to metal. We're gonna do that with David over here. So just start off how you got into metal, what bands that you've progressed through, stuff that you've liked in the past that you don't like so much, or things that you've kind of like. I didn't like that before, but now you love it, kind of stuff. But just go from like the beginning till now. So.
Well, first started as a very young child. I remember hearing some metal and not really knowing what it was, but I knew that I liked it. And I was kind of too young to really pick up as to what it was. And I really didn't notice it again until I was in my early junior high years, maybe like the sixth grade. And I actually was watching a Dragon Ball Z movie, believe it or not. And it featured bands like Disturbed, Deftones, Pantera, and I was like, that's the music that I remember hearing really young. I want to learn more about it. So I kind of started picking up with those bands and everything like that. And then further down the road, early high school years, is when I discovered the Swedish melodic death metal. And that even now is still my favorite. Bands such as In Flames, Amon Amarth, Dark Tranquillity. A lot of really good guitar riffs, really deep, like just melodic, with a lot of emotion behind the vocals, a lot of meaning, and just still, even till today, I'll go back and listen to those bands regularly.
Now, with you said about In Flames, they kind of started off more death metal-y and stuff like that. How do you like their more, I guess, progressive and toned down music today?
And that is very true. They did kind of start off as more like death metal, and now they're kind of like almost like a progressive rock. But if you listen to a lot of the guitar riffs, they still have a lot of those same elements that they had in the past, which is what really is what got me into them, was those really interesting guitar riffs. A lot of like folky type sounds to it is kind of what I attribute it to. And yeah, their vocals are a lot less harsh now, and they're getting older, they're in their 40s, so I kind of attribute that to just more life experience, more family oriented. So the aggression slowly trending downwards, and it's more about life.
Makes sense. Now, I guess that makes sense with like bands like Opeth and stuff, where they've kind of started out more, uh, death metal-y, and then kind of gone into a more progressive metal, more, uh, more meaningful lyrics, more, melodic guitar playing, more intricate guitar play, more like jazz progressions with stuff like that. Um, Now, is there any other like specific band that really like you could probably pinpoint out when you were younger, um, that got you into metal? I know that you've mentioned Dark Tranquility and In Flames and stuff like that, but is there like one that you can just remember? Maybe like a Sabbath song or like an Iron Maiden song that more pushed you into things like that, or was it really involved with the DBZ and stuff like that?
The DBZ is really what made me rediscover it and start learning about it. And with that being the way it is, I kind of missed out on the Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, and stuff like that. So it's not been until recent years that I've really gone back and started trying to listen to them and picking up on them. And I still want to go back and learn more about it, because it's really cool to kind of see the roots of all the bands that I like and how they have their influences.
Definitely makes sense. Now, today's bands and stuff like that, are you like, what are you looking for within those metal bands that like? Are you looking for death metal, like guttural sound? Are you going more, hardcore, or are you just wanting something that just gets you moving?
With that, it really depends on the mood. I find myself liking those harsh, like death metal vocals. You go back to like Amon Amarth, just really aggressive war atmosphere. But then you go to the newer In Flames, like you said, they're a little bit softer, less aggressive, but has a lot more emotion behind it. So I kind of feel myself going back and forth, depending on my mood, depending on the day, and it's really interesting. Just the metal as a whole has so many different elements to it, and you can cover any emotion, and it's awesome.
Yeah. I feel like with any genre of music, going from country and pop, yes, you can cover, a lot of emotion, sadness. You can do that with blues and country and pop. But a lot of aggression music, you can't really do that with. I feel like it's more, if you do an aggression song within, for instance, like country or pop or, rock or whatever, it comes out sounding more like a ballad, like a love song kind of thing. And I feel like with metal music, you can get your aggression out with playing like heavy, deep riffs and heavy, meaningful lyrics. You can go to like Cannibal Corpse or something and like hammered smash face, and you want to smash somebody's fucking face in, but you really can't unless you want to go to jail or something like that. But that emotion gets your song, that song gets you pumping to where like, yeah, I can hammer smash somebody's face.
And feeding off of that a little bit, with that emotion and stuff like that, it's a good outlet. So if you have that build up anger and rage and stuff like that, it's a healthy way to kind of vent it, so that way you don't go out and actually hammer smash face somebody. We all know that wouldn't end well. So that being said, it's really interesting and unique way to really go through and vent those emotions, and just it's a good outlet.
Very good, very good. I feel like we can end on that point. I liked his journey to metal. David will be on here a lot more. We'll be making a lot more videos together and stuff like that. We'll actually add in doing vocal techniques and stuff like that with him. Just remember, guys, let her rip, Tater Chip.